The early Ayn Rand, a selection of her childhood writings, including Mind, 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 and the renowned You Don't Get a Doll. Like, you ever talk to someone about Bioshock and they're like, no, 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 they got it right.
Yeah, and you're like, okay, I have a thing I need to go do now.
I have some bleach I need to drink.
And just like, how do you miss the entire point?
They missed it. The whole thing.
The whole fucking thing. The whole thing. Straight missed.
Okay, so there's a thing that I saw a while back, and I'm still salty about it. Speaking of, you missed the whole thing. So, there's a Florence and the Machine song called "The Dog Days Are Over," and poor Cap's heard this story about 45 times because it just pisses me off so much.
I like you getting mad about stuff.
Oh, thanks, babe. Oh, and I get furious about this thing. So, the lyrics of the song are basically, they come down to leave all your love and your loving behind. You carry it with you. And so someone thought this would be an appropriate lyric to put over The Lord of the Rings. Featuring Frodo and Sam. They missed it. They missed the whole thing.
Could you repeat the line you cut out while you were saying it?
Oh, the leave all your love and your loving behind.
Okay, that's just the line.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so obviously Frodo and Sam love each other, so they weren't leaving anything behind.
Exactly. They missed the whole thing.
You
missed the point of the song. You missed the point of the Lord of the Ring.
You missed the point of the story. Like, it's like, I just imagine an image of like a target and like 1,000 bullet holes around it. Just like, you missed everything.
Every point.
The one that really horrifies me is Sarah McLachlan has a song, Possession, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people play it at like weddings, and
oh dear,
like it's like
oh dear,
it's their favorite song. This happy feel, but isn't that song about stalking and rape? I mean, it's just like it's a scary. I mean, it's a beautiful song.
It's beautiful,
it's scary as hell.
It's an excellent song. Very cool. Oh God, please don't put. It's like those people that are like the Joker and Harley Quinn are relationship goals, and you're like, oh Christ.
Can I have some Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, please?
Please, sir. May I have some more?
All right. So, the last thing.
On the subject of that.
The last thing you guys heard before, after you teleported out of Aziz's temple with all of the keys, well, you have 3 of them. You have all of your keys. Was Grub's voice over the intercom. He said, "Incoming ship, red alert, I guess."
Fuck.
Oh, that's the last thing we need. Okay.
Shit.
How did they get here so fast?
I mean, they're not like on you right now, but like it is clearly coming towards you. It's finally realized. Oh wait, no, that ship on the horizon is important.
Do we run away? Do we try and fight it?
Grub, what ship is it?
It's one of the smaller ones. It's not the Dreadnought. Besides, if it were the Dreadnought, we could just outrun it. This thing, I could, maybe, I think.
Maybe we should keep some distance from it to start off with, so that the Dreadnought won't join the fun.
Oh, okay, all right.
Make it chase us.
Yep. Give us some time to figure out where our fucking battle stations are.
I can't do anything to ships at a distance, so I'm just going to do my damnedest to make sure nothing happens to our pilot.
Holt, are you forgetting something?
No. What's this pea shooter gonna do against a chosen ship?
More than you might think.
Well, if you would like to take her with you, you may.
No, brother thinks of her as a sociopathic simpleton. So.
Yeah,
oh,
they
don't
would not
listen
get
to him,
along.
sweetie.
They had a little bit of a chat, and brother said it was kind of like trying to have a conversation with a rabid Wolverine.
You're not wrong. All right.
Clementine shrugged. Wolverines can be excellent conversationalists.
Clementine, don't lie to them. It's not becoming of you.
She didn't even try to conceal that as a lie.
Grub, is there a mage's platform on this fucking place?
Rurek's voice comes over the intercom, and he's like, "Yeah, but I don't know if you'll want to be up there."
What's going on up there?
No, you just gotta understand. That place has got no shields, no armor, no protection, nothing.
Oh. Does the other ship have one?
Yep.
Could we use that to get aboard?
Oh no, the door is solid tight.
Oh.
I'm just saying, like, once you get out there, there's nothing. That's the whole point.
Oh.
Well, if worst comes to worst, I can teleport back. I'm inside the shields. If I'm not out there, I don't know how the fuck I'm going to make a difference in this fight.
Same.
And I mean, like, he's not saying don't do it. He's just, I am just impressing on you the dangers through him. I mean, that being said, he does offhandedly comment, I mean, like mother, like daughter.
Fuck. Well, Holt, I think you may have a job here.
Yeah?
Is it finally time for all of those shield feats to come in handy?
Against airship weapons?
Do it!
Darling?
Eat the HE blast!
You do realize that his touch AC is shit, right?
Doesn't matter. Eat that damage.
Alright. You tell me what you need.
I'm starting to stack on defensive spells.
If I can get within 1,000 feet of their ship, I can turn a big chunk of it to wood.
Yeah. Grub, these chosen shields, or Rurik, these chosen shields, what the fuck are they? Are they technology? Are they magic? Do they protect against magic?
They're definitely technology. They might be able to defend against magic. It depends. If you're using, like, one of the 5 energy types, oh yeah, you'll definitely be draining their shields. But, like, if it's something weird or something not like that, it might be able to get through.
You know that cosmic ray thing I've been fucking experimenting with?
Yeah?
Could that blast a hole for Clementine to get through?
There's a little bit of confirmation on the other side of the line. Yeah, maybe.
All right. The other fucking trick I've got up my sleeve is a wall of force. Do the chosen use walls of force in fucking aerial engagements? They know how to deal with them.
Rurik just says, "You can do that? That's a thing that people can just do?"
Yeah. I'm thinking if I put it between us as they're approaching, if they don't detect it fast enough, it might be enough to take out the wall. The wall's tough, but it's gonna take it. It's gonna hurt.
Oh, they finally made it destructible? Because in 3.5 it wasn't destructible, and I didn't like that.
It's got like a 30 defense, and its hit points are something like 20 times my level. So it's like a 30 defense and like I think around 300 hit points.
And
so
the way collisions work, both objects take the damage.
Right. So it will get hurt, but it's tough.
But say, like, it would be difficult to set up, sort of like Titanicing their ship. But if you could pull it off, it would be super effective. The major issue is that the range of Wall of Force is close. So you would need to get literally like 100 feet or less to just throw it up immediately and without fail, like, catch their ship.
Well, fuck that. I might do it.
I mean,
let's try the.
You can still throw it up as like this is an obstacle that you'll have to go around, and it will buy you some time. And if their pilot fucks up, then they'll crash into it.
One of the thing, Grub, is that we want to make sure that once that goes up, you're not aiming any weapons through it. So maybe a volley, and you after the volley, it goes.
Got it. Yeah.
So code word.
Hammer time.
I like it.
Clementine thinks forever.
Oh no! Oh no! Grub's social ineptitude has killed us again.
So, Pidge, I was actually looking at some of the ninth level druid spells you don't have yet.
Uh-huh.
One of them is summon Elder Purple Worm.
Yep, that's a big boy.
I love it.
It is not just a normal purple worm. It is a purple worm with the giant template on top of it. And I was thinking to myself, wow, what would fuck if you summoned an elder purple worm on top of an airship?
Smush.
It is the biggest boy. Like, purple worms are just a CR12. You make CR12s. You shit them out. It's got a bite, and it grabs things. And it's got a sting with poison. And it can just eat something. Just eat that shit. I eat it.
That's the normal one, but when you put the giant on it, doesn't it go up to like CR14 or something?
Yes. And then, of course, you can just put the Great Worm. I'm gonna say instead you put the Great Worm ability on it, just for the sake of simplicity, which gives it either an energy attack, energy resistance, fast healing, improved tremor sense, quasi arcane abilities, and some variant attack. Which the variant attack makes it so the poison it includes a disease. That disease is mummy rot.
I'm sorry to distract it, but it's just like summon Elder Purple Worm just seems like a very freaking ridiculous spell. In a good way.
Right.
Right? I love it.
Let me see the giant... Oh, never mind. The giant creature template is way easier to just throw on there. But now it's bigger.
So, I'm glad that you mentioned how many shield feats that I have, which are a metric fuck ton. Missile shield is not going to apply against massive ranged weapons.
What? What level are you?
15.
Yeah, eat a million dicks. You could totally do that.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. DM, sir.
Do the Chosen, do we know if they use any solid weapons, or is it all energy weapons?
At that point, Gunnar comes over the comms. Officers use power swords.
But the ranged weapons for the ship?
Oh, no. They're definitely not going to have anything that fires slugs.
It's good to know. Won't waste my stone skin.
That being said, a junker ship would have slug-firing weapons. More accurately, would be able to eject debris. That being said, I don't think that's a junk ship.
Knowing Doskius and his ego, probably not.
Then again, if these are the only ships he has, the junk ship's better than no ship.
This is true.
I don't think he would say that.
Is he that pragmatic?
Yeah, no.
No, he's not. Like, he's the kind of guy that kills an emperor at a ball because it's dramatic.
Yeah.
Oh my god, guys, check out my sense of dramatic timing. You piece of shit. You rat motherfucker. Oh,
I'm ready when you are,
Jesus
Solandra.
Christ.
Just
Clementine,
get me close.
You're right here too. Okay.
If I can...
I am definitely casting Certain Grip, which seems useful when you're on the outside of a ship.
Clementine transforms into a mouse. Solandra, can I ride in your pocket?
Yeah, I shove her into the pocket of my duster.
They'll never see me coming.
Oh my god. You ever look through someone's old character sheet and you're just like, oh wow. Huh. That's a thing.
Yes.
Anyway.
I still have a couple of spell scars.
I don't think you have any more spell scars. If you do, they wouldn't be particularly useful. Just because I know how many you use and you said, oh god, I need to put more on me.
Oh no, I still have a few. It's just that I use the ones that are kind of. I have 4 left, but they're not the most potent of them.
They're not the giant
Okay.
fireballs. They're like the shocking grasps and things like that.
Yeah, I have a Shocking Grasp, a Vampiric Touch, a Caustic Blood, and actually I do have 1 Cosmic Ray left.
Ooh.
That's my biggie.
That's the big one.
Mhm.
Are you guys going up on the platform?
Yep.
I tend to use my own spells before I use the spell scars, but I'm down to round. I'm down a bit.
So you guys get led by the computer up to the spellcaster's deck. I'm trying to think of like. Let me look up a thesaurus real quick. I spent all day trying to find something that like some crafty name for this thing because you know they would have it.
For what thing?
For the spellcaster's deck.
Oh.
And it has to be alliterative because that's how ships work.
Well, one of the platform would probably be called a bridge, right?
Right.
So something bridge.
I just had a really funny thought.
What's your funny thought?
Snowball. Stick the mouse in the snowball.
Whee!
Like the best thing I come up with is like Maniac's Gangplank, but like no, that doesn't work. Oh
Not
well.
for the chosen.
We'll workshop it.
Put a pin in it.
Put a pin in that. Folks at home, come up with a cool name for the Spellcaster's Bridge. Anyway, when you go up there, there are these things that they firmly suggest that you tie around your waist.
That's a good idea.
It's a line that tethers you to the rest of the ship. Because this baby is going to be flying fast. And, oh boy, here they come. Rick comes over the horn. He's just like, all right, we got good news and bad news. Good news is everything's fine and clear. Grub's picking up this real quick. Bad news is the ship that we got has shitty rear weapons.
Are we to the rear of the ship?
Well, it will be on our rear.
So we don't have shitty rear weapons. We have us.
Whatever you say, kiddo. I hope your spells are as good as you think they are.
Mouse smile.
Should use it. Use us. Use us.
Use my powers. All right.
It's a very red wall moment.
I'm right.
Give me some initiative.
You got it. That's a waste of a nat 20.
Yeah. It's my dex. That's 2 combats in a row where Clementine's going ahead of Landra.
Yeah.
Gelfling. Sorry. There's just some things that are always rolling around in my head, and that's one of them. I thought I put it down somewhere. Nope. Still in my head.
It's there forever.
It's there forever. I can't get it out. Oh, you posted in memes, you silly Billy.
Oh, sorry.
All right, so Clementine, it's your turn.
All right.
So I had already cast before anything else the that certain grip spell. By the way, lasts a long time.
What does that do?
Two things. One is it means good at staying on things, and two is that if I have brother in my hand, he's not going anywhere.
Hey, these are two very important things. If you hadn't said that you cast that spell, I would have totally said, "Oh no, you dropped your whatever," but that's not happening.
Yep.
You know what? Let me figure out a thing real quick.
Okay.
So they're bearing down on you pretty quick, but they are 650 feet away.
650 feet away? Well, that's good, because this spell has a range of 1,000 feet!
Except you have no line of effect.
What do you mean I don't have a line of effect?
You don't have a line of effect. Like, if you try to cast a spell and there's a sheet of glass in the way, you can't cast the spell.
Oh, are we not outside?
You are outside, but there are
Shields.
You'll need to lower their shields before you can do that. Like, if you were to cast transmute metal to wood right now, you would turn all the metal in those shields right into wood.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So 0.
Exactly. You would turn 0 of the metal in their shields into 0 wood. So you're gonna have to
Gotcha.
lower their shields or punch holes in their shields first.
Okay.
How are these shields against fire?
Rurik responds, bad news. Most weapons are fire weaponry, so they're pretty good against that. Not so good against
about
other
lightning?
things, though. Lightning, second best.
Hi, monster.
Well, the one thing I've got left is acid.
It's gonna be weird, acid doing actually decent damage against the shields. Nobody has any sonic damage? Come on, guys.
I have to get up close for that one.
Fucking rub noses with it. Prepare for ramming speed. Anyway, Clementine, what do you got that does lightning? What are you gonna do?
I cast displacement before I do anything else.
Clem, what's the plan?
The plan is lightning plan.
What is the lightning plan?
Let's see. Sorry, I keep like 16 lightning spells on hand, and
Now you're just like, but which one though?
which one do I choose? I'm gonna choose Call Lightning Storm.
That's not a bad idea.
You may call a maximum of 15 bolts.
Zap. And did we? Oh man, did we? I don't remember. I made a ruling on Call Lightning's ability to strike the same target twice. Do you remember what that was?
In favor of it?
I think you decided because it was funny, the idea that I came up with was it depends on if the character believes lightning can strike the same place twice.
Right. There we go. Leave it to the discretion of the player. Always the best option, but sometimes not an option at all. All right, roll that delicious lightning damage.
Okay. So each bolt deals basic math. That was a shit roll. So my 5d6 turned out 13 damage.
Ouch.
But 15 times.
Oh, eventually. You can only
Yes.
throw one bolt at a time. It's basically you have a crossbow. You don't have to reload that shoots lightning bolts.
Exactly.
I have shields for the front, hood, belly, port, aft, and butt of both ships.
Yeah.
Gotta get those butt shields.
So is acid effective against these shields?
Acid will be more effective than other elements. Like fire will do the least. Fire, the resistance is high, and then lightning is second highest, and then acid is pretty low, and then cold is also medium, and sonic is. Wait, what? You can weaponize that?
Yeah, I have to get up close and personal for that. Fuck. Okay. I cast my 5th level fireball, intensified fireball acid element.
And for the sake of simplicity, and just because it would make sense, these shields are Reinhardt shields. You can throw things out, but they can't throw things in.
Mm-hmm.
And
I like that.
I am. Fuck, I'm gonna maximize it.
No!
Baby Moses!
That will be a 90 hit point acid fireball.
Oh my god!
Fuck!
Holy Christ.
Alright, so what happens is, so the lightning bolt hits it, and, you can hear the people on the deck of the other ship in your mind's eye being like, ha, is that all they have to offer? And then the fucking acid ball goes up, at which point klaxons start going off and lights start going up, and they're like, intensify front shields, reround power! And okay, no joke, the front shields go down for a second, and then you can see the other shields just go into the front, no, put everything there, put it all there, folks. Bulwark up.
Fuck.
And then the enemy ship fires a volley of lasers. Pew 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 pew. Their front batteries are able to make 4 attacks.
Okay, well, I am displaced, and so therefore, presumably, Clementine is too.
Oh, shields are up. They can't even hit you, man.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You only have to worry when shields go down, or if they start firing slug shooters. Wow. A crying shame. The shame of the Armada is here.
Listen, beggars can't be choosers, Toskius.
Yeah, so 4 great big shots, pew 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 pew. 4 shots hit the butt of your shields, and the butt of your shields is able to tank a lot of that damage. At which point, you can imagine the people on the other side just thinking, what's that ship made out of?
Luck.
Pure luck.
The best.
And then it is Holt, it's your turn.
I see no point to drawing either weapon. I'm just going to put myself between the, ship and Salandra.
Like a fucking maniac.
Like a fucking madman. And you can see those lasers. They're firing in barrages of 16, and some of them are concentrated at your weapons, and a lot of them are concentrated on the maniac's bridge. And you're like, all right, I am a Hellbred, and I am holding up a shield against chosen lasers.
Yup.
This is my life. This is the life that I live now.
And I'm going to gladly do it because I'm defending my friends.
I fight for my friends.
I'm going to go into covering defense to grant cover to an ally of my size until the start of my next turn. So, Salandra and Clementine, add +6 to your AC.
Damn, okay.
It does not provide a cover bonus to reflex save.
Okay.
So, your ship fires 2 volleys back. The first volley does more damage to the front shields, which have been, like, thoroughly intensified. But, like, you guys can clearly see that, like... You know that thing in Infinity War where Tony Stark has to start moving the armor to different parts of his body because there isn't enough to cover the whole thing?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I love that part.
Yeah, that is what's happening right now.
Gotcha.
Their belly and front are protected, but their port, aft, and hood and butt are definitely unprotected.
So in other words, a fireball going over past their front.
That would do some damage. Back to the top of initiative. Clementine.
All right.
All right.
I'm gonna pop another one of these lightning bolts off.
Zop, zoobity zop.
That's better. 20 damage.
Where are you aiming this lightning bolt?
I want to aim it. Sorry, you said the front and belly are protected?
The front and belly are protected.
Okay. Not the top.
Nope.
Right on top. Pop it on the noodle.
Summon a bolt of lightning. There we go. Now I've set up separate sections for the hull. Because I didn't come up with any of this shit. I was just like, just throw it out there. It'll make sense. I'll make it up on the spot.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live. Thanks, Bill O'Reilly.
Thanks, Bill O'Reilly.
Salandra, it's your turn.
I am going to try to position the next fireball, which is just a normal fireball, but intensified, over the ship, and see if I can get it to hit the, position in such a way that it still hits the front shields from, hitting them from behind won't do anything, right? Because that flows through.
Right.
All right. So it only damaged the top of the ship.
Make a spellcraft roll. This is some fancy spellcasting.
Okay. Let's see. 12 plus 25. 37.
Yeah, that's that good shit. Someone's been paying attention. Someone paid attention in Aziz's class, and boy, are his advanced theories on energy dislocation paying off.
Well, Salandra's got a lot of skills, but spellcraft is number one.
Roll that beautiful, beautiful fireball damage. Like you are shooting fireballs, the likes of which that they have never seen.
Well, hopefully I won't need to shoot many more. I have some normal ones left, but out of intensified shit.
Don't admit that to the DM.
Cap's right, Salandra. Never admit weakness. Why do you think Clementine's confident all the time? It's because she can't hit shit.
All right. So first part. Good. That's and toss out. 29. Uh, 59 points of damage.
Oh,
Nice.
Jesus.
oh,
Now it's fire damage this time.
Lordy. Yeah, but fire damage does.
To these chosen.
Oh, fire damage does do reduced damage to the hull, but still, 59.
Yep.
Okay.
Nice thing about fireballs is their range really good.
So, one of the weapon stations on the top of it bursts into flames and explodes, sending wave after wave of noxious smoke billowing into the sky. And, you know, lots of burning wreckage into the desert below. At which point, they open fire. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I gather they hit us this time.
Oh, they have hit you. They fire some weapon. It looks like normally their beams fire red, but this one fires like a sickening shade. Clementine, you recognize it. It's somewhere between orange and purple, you would say.
Irigo?
No, Irigo is the deepest
Octarine?
purple. It is Octarine. At which point the weapon station that fires it promptly explodes. That being said, honey. So the butt of your shields evaporates for a moment. And unlike the chosen ship that is firing on you, the shields don't move to compensate immediately.
Fuck.
There's a penalty for inexperienced crew.
How far away is their ship?
At this point, their ship is closing in almost desperately, and you're not quite sure why. At this point,
Probably trying to board.
the afterburners light up and start like the ambient air becomes noticeably warmer as it begins speeding up to meet you. Yeah, you'd say that it's maybe 200 feet away. That being said, if you like, that can't be good for them. You can't get that much acceleration and maintain that speed. Like, holy shit, your entire ship might explode. But Holt, it is your turn.
Covering defense.
That covering defense.
I am the shield wall.
Holt.
Yeah.
Make an intelligence check.
It's a dumb thing to ask me to do. A 3.
All right, 3. You got to keep the spellcasters protected. That's what's important right now.
Exactly.
Exactly. Your ship fires back. Pew 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 pew.
Pew pew!
Some pews happen. They're not great pews. But they are pews. I can't keep this charade going on much longer. Yeah, the front shields collapse. They've taken 132 points of damage at this point. Just like, shields down. Wait. I wanted to have this queued up, but I totally failed to have it queued up.
That's okay. We'll pretend it was immediate.
Right. You'll pretend that it was always there.
Clementine, you're on.
Wait, I'm waiting very patiently for the thing that was immediately queued up.
It was always there. It was never not there. Oh man. Just want to get the clip. Oh well, can't find it. I'll just have to do it myself. Barrier is failing. Enemy shields are down. Clementine, it's your turn.
Shouts, "Grub, where are the engines?"
Wait, let me get some technobabble. Random technobabbly generator. Wait, let me. I think the Star Trek one would be better at this. God damn. No, that's definitely not better. Let me just use the regular one. Alright, so if you go 4 degrees above the power spike and the forward anti-grav thrusters, then you go 3 degrees down from
please!
the energy...
I don't know what any of that stuff
photon
is!
manifold, and then I don't know how to tell you. I only know where they are, not how to say it.
Is it in the middle?
No, it's in the back.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So that's where I'm going to target my transmute metal to wood.
Oh boy.
So it's a 40-foot burst.
Radius.
Yep.
That's gonna catch half the ship. Alright.
Cool.
Alright.
Alright.
Made of metal has a spell resistance equal to 20 plus its caster level against its spells. Artifacts may not be transmuted. Weapons converted from metal would take a -2 penalty on attack and damage rolls. Well, shit. Does it ever turn off? No, it never. It has no duration. It's just, nah, your sword's made out of wood now, idiot.
It's wooden now.
Okay.
Dum-dum shouldn't have pissed off the druid.
Oh, there's no saving throw. It just happens.
It just keeps happening.
Why can't I go down these stairs? Oh god. All right. So the ass end of their ship turns to wood and immediately bursts into flames. Like, the engines were already running hot. Wait, let me look at the combustive temperature of wood.
It probably would explode.
Like, just the base combustible temperature of wood. The minimum temperature needed to ignite wood is 180 degrees Celsius, or 356 degrees Fahrenheit. The amount of time of exposure varies due to the type of wood. Longleaf wood is the fastest ignition type at this temperature, taking about 14 minutes to ignite. Okay. I can tell you with certainty that the engines are definitely over 100 degrees Celsius. Which means... yeah, the entire thing just...
Oh, shit.
Whoopsie doodle. Womp womp womp. It is...
catastrophic.
So, it is catastrophic. So, their shields go down. And then you get an intruder alert as their ship drops out of the sky like a fucking stone.
Orders.
Just like the ass end blows up and the front part just goes falling down to the desert below. Oh no. Hey, Salandra.
Not Oasis, please.
No, not Oasis. That would have been like the worst possible thing. But I will say, do you remember Donmore?
Who?
It's a village that has never appeared in this game, but everyone's been to Donmore. It's good. There's a jeweler and a tavern, the Scarlet Rest, run by Anne. Oh, sweet Anne. She's such a sweetheart.
We're so fucking far up at this point. I don't even know if I'd realize it until Grub tells me.
This is true. That's a fair point. You ever been down to Mainley's Satchel? Oh God, man, Mainley, she's so great. I mean, she makes the finest woodwork and cooking pots. Mother of God, Donmore is a great place. It had a grand temple right in its center to the glory of Marduk, and it's got a giant airship where it should be. I'd say it has a population of 863. Most of them are definitely going to survive. It's 14 acres. Like, you know, you'd have to hit it pretty hard to knock the whole thing out. But anyway.
Thankfully, it's all wood now, so maybe it's not quite as...
a little lighter.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, the ensuing Nova doesn't kill everyone.
Terminal velocity is terminal velocity.
Terminal velocity is terminal velocity, though. Anyway, so I'll just get rid of this enemy ship menu. That doesn't matter anymore.
You don't need that anymore.
I
I got
don't
rid
need-
of that
I
for
don't
you.
need
I'm,
that.
I'm just trying to simplify things for you, man.
Thank you. You made things so great, but now I need to make a whole different set of initiative rolls for other people.
Different people.
Different
Other
people.
friends.
Rolls are being made.
Hold, I think it's time for us to repulse some fucking borders.
Excellent.
Fucking awesome, Clem.
You're
You got through with
unbelievable,
those.
Clementine.
You got through with those acid balls. That was awesome.
So getting down below.
Mhm.
So Holt, you will be the first person with an opportunity to go down below.
Awesome.
But you'll have to unaffix yourself first. It's a whole thing.
Yes, please.
Unless of course you want to just like be a maniac and run down and chop it off or shoot it with your gun or just fucking
I don't.
power through
no,
it and rip it apart.
I see no reason to do that.
That's yeah. But it'll take a standard action to undo it
Okay, that's fine.
because it's designed to be safe.
Yep.
Stupid regulations. Anyway.
Yeah, instead of drawing a weapon.
Got it. You start hustling down those stairs. At which point some things happen. How much
by the way,
money- how much money?
I'm
did you-
casting shields as I go.
How much money did you guys spend to outfit your security crew? Wasn't it like 30,000 apiece?
That sounds right. It was the
Yeah,
whole-
we gave them 30,000 for all of them. I believe.
No, it was
let
way
me
more
check
than
my-
that.
There's-
No,
there was
we gave
two-
them-
my
two-
sticky note.
You
Yeah,
said
well-
200,000.
Oh, did I? Cool.
Yeah. It was
Oh,
a
yeah,
lot.
you were gonna be cheap.
Yeah, and Cap was like, "No, these men are putting their lives on." And Lobo was like, "Holy shit!"
Holy shit! So this 40,000 gold piece per security officer cost is gonna come in right mighty handy. You also happen to have a high level cleric aboard, a high level bard, a cat that is actually a master thief, and a fucking vampire.
Who'd have
So
thunk it?
What?
Who'd have thunk it?
Who'd
Yeah,
have thunk it?
300,000 for the crew gear.
I don't imagine Sarush is going to be all that useful except as healing people.
Yeah, he's not too great at that. But Sarush does have the ability to select who he's healing in his positive energy burst.
Ooh.
So he can heal all of your friends and not heal any of your enemies.
That's always
That's
handy.
Definitely handy.
For someone who doesn't have hands.
For someone who doesn't have... If only he had hands. The monster clearly has hands. So, I mean, like, I don't want to say that it's not important for you guys to get down there, but your guys are going to handle it pretty well. So moving on in initiative. Clem and Solandra, do you also start heading down?
Sure do.
So you guys head down.
Once we get onto the ship, I'm gonna leap out of the pocket and change back.
Right. Breaking initiative a little. You guys head down, and it's kind of bedlam, but bedlam that your guys are clearly succeeding in. How are all of your night vision abilities?
Well,
Non-existent.
funny you should say that.
Oh, but
So-
Clem, didn't you get dark vision because of reasons?
I did get dark vision last level up that I forgot because I forgot I got a feat.
Right. Also, I should mention that Clementine's eyes have taken on a particularly drowish appearance,
Cool.
like pure pupilless white.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you didn't notice, but now that she's changed back and in the dark, it's like, whoa.
Ah.
So I just have low light vision,
Um,
so not dark vision.
I've got dark vision.
Yep.
Right.
I don't.
Well, the cool thing about half-orcs, orcs, hobgoblins, and gnolls is that most of them have dark vision.
That's good.
You can't... So, like, at Clem, you can see what's going on down here. When you come down the stairs, Halt's sort of, like, walking out into the hallway. But, Clem, you can see Crater just holding up his finger to his lips with one hand, with his great maul in the other. And he's
I grab Holt by the shoulder.
And just like a chosen soldier comes around the corner, and Crater rounds that corner and clobbers him in the chest so hard his chosen armor caves in. At which point that guy starts coughing up blood and screaming, and he just can't stop. Because that's what happens when your fucking sternum gets smashed.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Nothing.
And some laser shots start firing in after him, but like he gets hit in the wrist and it bounces off his armor a little. Not a lot, just a little. Like it's clearly singed, and he hisses a bit and then just like gestures for you to follow him.
I will take the lead and cast light on. You've got your shield out, Holt.
Yeah.
Cast light on your shield.
Thank you.
Like in 4 rounds, your security crew has turned this place into a fucking jungle, and they are the tigers in it. Because let me give you a rundown of all the people in your team who can see in the dark. Galithar can see in the dark. Gunnar can see in the dark, sort of, if someone gets close to him. Sarush can see in the dark. Zoltan can see in the dark. Cheech can see in the dark. Alexander can see in the dark. Lobo can see in the dark. Pandora, Shiv, Jester, and Crater can also all see in the dark. Taga can see in the dark. Rabbit and Holt are the 2 guys stuck out in the rain.
Well, yeah.
But like Timeless, Dragonfly, Snake, and Fuse, they have other ways of seeing, mostly just by following Sarush's mental commands. Like, in darkness, your guys are super effective. At which point, like, the Chosen have nothing to use to see but their visors, and like that gets interfered with a lot from the laser fire from their own rifles.
Boy, does it suck to suck.
It sucks to suck. Like, this is just not how they do things. And it is very clear that just like your very primitive strategies that they have grown beyond are really biting them in the ass right now. That being said, you guys do get you hear some chatter over the comms. It's just like Rurik and Grub. You hear one of them say, and you're not sure which. I think so. I think there's someone in here.
I'm gonna head up to the bridge.
I like Solandra. I like how there's no further deliberation. It's no, oh man, I wonder if they're tripping balls. You hear, I think there's someone on the bridge, and you're like, nope, that's whoever's there has got to die.
I'm gonna just circumvent that.
I'm burning my some of my arcane pool to get the 4th level spell back. Dimension drawing up.
Jesus Christ, you are right there as you see Rurik catch a dagger to the throat. That being said, Solandra, make a heal check.
Oh. Remember how I said I was good at skills?
Is this one of the skills you're not good at?
Wisdom-based skills.
Oh,
You didn't go out there.
I rolled an 18, so let's see what my modifier is.
It's a 16.
Oh, my 17. Oh yay!
So
I got a 17.
So you see this person jab him in the throat, and your only thought is, that's not enough blood. He does go down, though, just because, you know, when someone stabs you in the throat, you go down. And
But he doesn't seem like he's dying instantly.
Like, you're like, he should be dead, but he's, like, grasping at his throat and just like, oh God. Oh.
Do I see anyone?
I mean, you see this person stab him.
Oh, so I do see a person.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
That being said, oh wait, we can just use your old initiatives. But now Grub gets an initiative. He wouldn't have if you hadn't dimension doored up here. Because he would be unconscious right now. For all the good it will do him, Grub is part of initiative. At which point, Clementine, what are you doing?
Booking it up to the bridge in lightning elemental form.
You are able to cover a lot of ground. You will reach there next round and have a standard action to spare.
Hell yeah.
The assassin looks at you in a very disgruntled fashion. What they do, I'm still trying to figure out. Give me a minute. There's a lot of sheet to look at. Oh.
Fair enough.
So he's on 22?
No, but you already went.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. So this sounds crazy. Because it is.
I can't wait.
But the assassin starts walking towards you with their hands up. Like this is all just some big misunderstanding. Roll sense motive.
Sense motive is plus 18. So that's 33.
33. There's no way this could be a giant misunderstanding, but what exactly are they trying to communicate to me? You're sort of like strangely given pause. It's just like something about them gets in your head, and you can't get them out. And it's purely through their body language and just like, wait, what? No, it's a bizarre effect. It's a bizarre effect that I'm trying to describe, and I'm sorry if I'm not doing a good job with it. But you get.
I hate fucking social skills. They're annoying.
Sorry. But to truncate
I am displaced and shielded. That's all I will say.
Those are important. But they say nothing.
Yep.
Oh wait, you figured it out. It's not that they're surrendering. They're trying to convey the fact that they've sort of been enslaved to do this. Like they obviously don't look chosen. You figured it out, Solandra. You and your infinite brilliance have figured it out.
Yep.
Now that they've been caught, I mean, they're definitely surrendering. That's definitely what's happening. And they're just like, oh, thank God, someone official who's here to capture me. Now this bomb in my throat won't blow up. You say, connecting the dots.
Yeah. When is it?
When does it wear off? That's the correct question. That being said, we got to go back around.
A slave. I must save the slave.
Oh, you have to. I didn't know how deep I was twisting that knife. Holt, it's your turn.
Cool. Where's the nearest person that hasn't already been cut down by our very effective security team?
Sounds good. You're following Crater, and he sort of like shoves you in front of him, and you're like, that's rude. And then you remember, oh wait, I have the giant shield.
Right.
At which point, a laser blast pings off of it, and he pushes you forward, and you start going forward, and you just bulldoze slam this guy up against the wall.
Excellent.
How would you like to execute this motherfucker, or would you prefer not to execute this motherfucker? Your choice.
No, I'm absolutely gonna, smash his stupid visored head in with my shield.
Oh, do you have shield bash?
Yes, a lot.
Show me that sweet shield bash footage.
Do you want me to roll to hit?
No.
Okay.
Just Holt headbutting would be so much cooler, though.
That'll be 16 damage.
With your shield?
Yeah.
Is that a shield or a weapon? You say,
a
slamming
shield.
it against his visor, at which point very expensive-looking technical bits start falling off, and he drops his rifle. Because, dear sweet God, have you ever been shield slammed in the head for 16 points of damage? It sucks.
It's a bashing enchantment.
Oh, that's it. Another border pokes out and sort of like saturates the hallway that you're in with laser fire. What's your touch AC?
11.
Surprisingly, Crater is able to just sort of like duck and cover. Holt, you take 17 points of fire damage.
Okay.
By which I mean, how much points of fire damage?
12.
Ouch. Do you remember when these things were kind of scary? Also, that poor guy that you shield bashed gets fucking... He doesn't get incinerated, but he gets hit with a laser real bad and just sort of like collapses and dies. And the other guy is like looking... If you could see beyond his mask, you would imagine that he would have a look of guilt on his face.
Holt's gonna need some aloe.
Just a wee bit.
Yeah.
So, Clementine, you get to the bridge with a standard action to bear. But that being said, make a sense motive check.
Sense motive.
Sense motive.
Oh, this is a tough skill for me. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Oh, not as bad. Okay, a 13.
Oh, that Clem. What level are you?
Isn't your wisdom modifier better than that?
I mean, I've got a plus 10 to sense motive.
Wow, you rolled like shit.
I rolled a 3, so what level am I? I'm level 15.
Okay. If you roll lower than your level, it's never good.
Yeah.
Your modifier is good. I ain't shitting on your modifier. I'm just saying, you said, oh, it's not so bad. It's a 13. Clem, you gotta understand. When you get up to level 15 and like 20, when you get to level 24, if you roll under a 15, just write it off. It's a failure. Fuck it. Game over.
It's way better than I initially thought, which I thought it was going to be under a 5. So.
But you're level 15, so that's like not even statistically possible. Anyway, you take one look at this assassin, and you also just sort of like compile the story that Solandra has compiled. Not exactly the same, but in a different way. Like however you have to do it. Just like oh they're surrendering and they're here because they don't mean to. Oh my god, I can't believe that this happened.
Oh, those chosen bastards are so manipulative.
Those
oh my
chosen
god.
bastards. They put this person in manacles and said kill or die. And like, what are you gonna do? What would you do, Clem?
Exactly, and then she's like thinking about Rivo and all that, and she's like, oh my god. Oh.
Lightning can't cry.
That's true, I am still lightning.
Zap. So
Sad
Solandra,
looking lightning.
this being like presents themselves for like to get manacled or whatever. Like they drop on their knees with their back towards you and their hands behind their head, like just lock me up, dude.
I wouldn't normally. Under these circumstances, what I'd probably try is either a slumber or a blizzard, to as being kind of restraint spells, because I don't know what holds people. So I'll try a slumber.
Sounds good.
I mean, it doesn't cause any harm whatsoever. It's just sleep.
Absolutely.
DC 24.
Sounds. Why would they even resist? They want to get knocked out, and they just collapse in a heap. They just flop face forward down onto the ground.
Fucking know that he made it safe. Poor bastard. What they must have done to him.
And like this person is not definitely a man, but they're definitely a mute because like they don't seem to be able to speak. Moving on.
Our buddy's still injured though.
Oh yeah, Rurik is like he's like on the floor, gurgling, and Grub is like, "Everything okay over there? Everything okay? You got this under control?" He says, like nervously, like jittering, like he's at a fucking 14 espresso coffee binge, trying to fly the ship with what was once an active assassin on his bridge.
Oh, but it's not my turn, so I can't see how my buddy is.
No, not yet. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, you can hear Rurik gurgling from behind his console, so he's evidently still alive because dead
He's
people
still
don't
alive.
gurgle.
Okay. It's true.
It's true.
Clem, can you help him?
Yeah.
But thankfully, you can talk while you're a lightning elemental. Don't ask how. Actually, it's quite simple. You use the lightning that is composed of your body and your entire being to vibrate the electrons to create sound.
I was just gonna say I become Daft Punk.
Robot rock. But deeper within the bowels of the ship, Holt, you have an asshole shooting at you.
Cool. Let's draw my sword and chop him in half.
Oh fuck. You walk toward him and he's just like looking at his dead friend, and he looks at you with your sword, and he's just like, oh, I guess this is happening now. Roll that beautiful to hit footage.
Does a... I can't do simple math. It's not simple. These are big numbers.
It's not complicated until you start getting into long division
Does
with
a-
decimals.
Yeah, try rolling 15d6.
Was that
17 to 20.
Oh,
So, gonna roll to confirm critical.
you piece of shit.
Does a 39 beat his armor class?
God, yes.
Okay, awesome. I've got some dice to roll.
Remember, if this is a vital strike, you multiply the vital strike too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
And you only get one attack, so why wouldn't you be vital striking?
That's because Vital Strike is wonderful. Okay. I have...
It took me so long to figure out like what the value of vital strike was, because I was like, what's the point in putting all your eggs in one basket? You can make a couple of different attacks, and then I remembered if you move or charge, you can only make one. And then that one can be a vital strike.
I have an improved Vital Strike and Devastating Strike, so this is gonna take a minute.
Oh!
I need one of those. I need another D10.
Look at the bright side. It's only multiplied by 2.
No, it's not.
Oh.
It's times 3 with improved Vital Strike.
Ah!
Disgusting. Absolutely
Alright, so-
disgusting.
That's 9 times 3.
So you don't have improved devastating strike yet?
No, I don't have improved Devastating Strike. I think I need to be fighter level 17 for that.
Oh wow.
Or something like that. Plus 4
Jesus.
plus 1d6 from Audra plus 1d10 because of Shocking Burst. So...
Well, you get 2d10, because if your critical multiplier goes up, your burst goes up.
You're right.
Jesus.
So that's going to be
I hate you all.
16 points of lightning damage and 48 points of slashing damage.
I think that's... wait, so the
Hold on a
normal
sec.
damage from the attack is d10s.
Right.
So it'd be 4d10.
Okay.
And then multiply the base damage by 3.
I can't do math, man. This is why I need you.
This is what I'm here for.
Thank you. 6 plus 8 plus 4.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
1 is 19 plus 14 from all of my sword feats. Weapon specialization, yo. Plus 4 from Devastating Strike. So 37.
Times
points of
3.
slashing. Times 3.
Which is 100 and...
11. 111 points of slashing damage. When I told you I was going to cut this boy in half!
So you do 129 points of damage to this poor piece of shit.
Did Dave just leave out of disgust?
Bitch, he
I
might
heard
have.
someone. Dave just left.
He just said, be right back. Yeah, when you, okay, actually, now, I'm sorry, I hate to check your math, but I have to check your math.
Please check my math.
Okay, so you can make one attack at your highest base attack bonus that deals additional damage. Roll the weapon's damage dice for the attack 3 times and add the results together before adding bonuses from strength. So that means the base damage of your bastard sword is 3d10. I mean, don't roll it. Like,
okay.
the damage you did is definitely... I think you did too little damage. That's what I'm trying to check.
Oh, okay.
So,
I have Devastating Strike, so it gives a +2 bonus to extra weapon dice roll vital strike, which is multiplied on a critical hit.
So that's all gonna go... So that's +6. Fuck, give me a second. Now I need to get, like, a pen and paper. So, what's your strength modifier?
+4.
+4, +6, and Shocking Burst... explosive electricity on successful critical hit. The electricity does not harm the wielder. So
It's a 1d10.
Did you remember the d6 normal shock?
I did, yeah.
Okay. And so it's 2d10 because you do ×3 damage, ×3 on a crit because of reasons. So we're talking 1d6 plus 2d10 electricity. What's your weapon specialization bonus?
All of it, my strength, weapon specialization, weapon training, weapon focus, or weapon specialization, martial focus, all of the damage abilities adds up to 14.
Okay. So I'll just put a big fat 14 next to that to make that easier for myself. And then... Okay, Devastating Strike just gives you a bonus on attack rolls to confirm critical hits. Equal to the bonus on damage rolls you gain from Devastating... Oh, no, that's improved Devastating Strike. Okay, so you will get a, like, +6 bonus on confirming crits if you take improved Devastating Strike, which sounds good. You will get that crit. Okay. So, overall, you would do 3d10 plus 14 times 3. Plus 1d6 plus 2d10. Okay. Sorry, I just want to check this math because holy fuck, being a fighter is way more fun in Pathfinder than it is in 3.5.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
Like, none of this shit... Back in my day, none of this shit existed.
I'm just gonna write down that formula so I don't have to do this thing again.
Sounds good. Baby Moses. And what is the magic bonus?
Magic bonus is +2.
Okay. And that goes on at the end.
Okay.
Because that doesn't get multiplied by a critical hit.
Gotcha.
Just to make things perfectly fucking confusing.
So then it will be 3d10 plus 12 times
Can you guys
3.
hear me, by the way?
I can.
I'm back. I'm sorry.
Welcome back.
JJ is doing fellowship proposals, and I've been helping, so it's...
Oh, my.
Oh, wonderful.
It'll be this, Reynolds.
That is the... You are correct. That is the total damage formula.
Okay.
Sorry, we were just crunching. You have to put the 3d10 plus 12 in the parentheses, and then the times 3 outside, and then you need brackets outside all that. You got so close.
I don't.
Yeah,
do
that times 3 doesn't look right.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, you're dealing with the math nerds.
It's fine.
I'm not a math nerd.
I am.
I can do it in my head, though. So.
Oh, I was in the
Is that
math
better?
team. That is so much better. I love it.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Awesome. That's written down so I don't have to do it again.
So, yeah, you do, like, cadaverific damage to this poor boy. You're damn right. It's fucking disgusting. Ugh.
How did that come to? Oh, I see. ×3. Oh, yeah.
That's the ×3 kicking in.
Yep.
If you do 37 base damage and then multiply it by 3, then motherfuckers just die.
That's a lot of damage.
I know, Ziggy, it's gross.
It's Ziggy, it's disgusting.
Yeah, he's like, please, Cap, you have to stop.
Press F to pay respects.
Press F to pay respects to Vruhag. Just kidding, it's not Vruhag.
Really?
No.
God, don't get me so excited.
Sorry, Vruhag got a power sword. He would never sully himself with a ranged weapon.
I have plans for that kid.
Right?
That's what we're
Kid is operative. Still young teen.
I have plans for that kid.
He's 14, guys!
I don't care.
Hey, 14 is young enough to die, so saith Gemma, the Lord of the Demons. Anyway. Sorry, I have an earbud that's falling apart. There we go. So back to the top of initiative. Clementine, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna run a heal check on
Rurik.
Rurik.
It's
I didn't try to make it so.
That's like the worst name you've come up with.
Oh no, it is an R. I do remember that it was the
Is
double.
it an R?
Yeah, it's
wow,
double
you
consonant. Rurik.
27 to heal on Rurik.
That's a heal check, right?
Yeah.
So you look down at him and you can tell, oh yeah, he's been stabbed in the throat. But like, if he was stabbed in the throat, he should be like dying or like bleeding out. He's not bleeding out. He isn't. He is in incapacitating pain, and he did definitely take damage. This damage is not non-lethal, but it's also not deadly.
Has he been poisoned?
No. Just like the way in which he was stabbed in the throat is fucking him up real bad, but he's not dead or dying.
Huh. That's so weird.
It's like if you stab someone in the throat and pinched a nerve, but missed an
With your
artery,
knife.
but clipped the throat, like the esophagus. Like,
so weird.
How the fuck would you pull that off, you fucking maniac?
Right?
And why would they bother? That's the big question. The giantest question falls on you. Why would you bother to go through all this shit if you could just fucking kill someone?
No, that makes perfect sense. The guy didn't want to kill him.
Oh man, there it is. I was gonna.
He just had to give the illusion of wanting to kill him.
I was gonna justify that for you, but you justified it for me. You're one step ahead of the game, Clem.
Sure am. Where's my other tea? Okay, I'm gonna just slap him with a cure serious wounds.
That's a good idea.
Um.
Now that he's getting healed, I have to roll for how much damage he took.
He heals for 35 points of damage.
Oh wow! Apparently. Yeah, you heal him completely. Quite frankly, it was a little overkill.
It's hard to tell with all the robot parts.
It's super hard to tell. And he's like, "Oh God, thanks. That hurts so bad. What the fuck did they do to me?"
Well, they stabbed you in the throat. I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah, I got that much. Where is that piece of shit? Are they dead? Are they still breathing?
No, he surrendered. I think the Chosen forced him on.
What? No, that's not.
Yeah.
That's not how things work.
I mean, maybe with the, how everything kind of went crazy and Daskius only has 4 ships, or 3 ships. Like, beggars can't be choosers.
You know what? I guess you make a good point. If
They're probably conscripting people.
If Daskius is just gonna throw out all the rules, why not throw out that one to him? All right.
Oh, did you have a no conscription rule?
Yeah, basically.
Huh.
But obviously, killing the Emperor, doing all the things that he's done, he obviously doesn't care about the rules anymore. So Solandra, you definitely have the opportunity to do the first thing to the prisoner if there's anything you want to do to them.
I'm going to search, looking for weapons. So even though I think this guy has been abused, I'm certainly not letting a potentially hostile person be armed on board. And eventually, the slumber's going to wear off.
That is.
Though I don't believe it's really working anyway.
Right. Speaking of not really working anyway, so you start pouring over this person's body. At which point you realize the thing that you neglected. Like, speaking of armaments, they still have that knife in their hand. And, like, without even looking, they flick it in the direction of your wrist. What is your armor class?
29, plus I'm displaced.
You can't the displacement is not giving you a considerable advantage because A, they're not looking at you, and B, they are making this attack based on where you are touching them.
Okay. Well, I was looking for weapons, but yeah, okay, that's fine.
At which point you get slashed in the wrist for I'm sorry, now I have to do basic math and I'm just utterly incapable. Oh no, the shoe is on the other foot now. For 19 points of damage. And the wound is bleeding vigorously. You take 4 points of bleed damage as his arterial spray starts going all over the place.
23. Yeah.
And they sort of standard. They can roll over. They can't get up. They can roll over. Oh wait, they can get up. Acrobatics.
Do I still? Is it still my action? I mean, I know my actions are kind of used because I'd already declared them, but I could take a swift action, couldn't I?
What is the swift action you want to declare?
I will use my quicken spell.
Ooh.
and do a quickened vampiric because it's maximized because it's my spell perfection vampiric touch.
Sounds good. Roll that beautiful vampiric touch footage.
All right. So
too many spells open.
can I use can I use a spell strike with my quickened, or is it?
I'm gonna say not in this circumstance.
Okay. All right. I didn't think that was going to happen. So
because of the nature of the surprise and all the wacky shit that's going on, but you still need to touch that ankle or wrist or whatever you're getting.
All right. So my effective. Plus 6, 17. Even 30. Yeah, 30.
Even 30, that hits.
Touch. All right, and that does. Do you round up or round down on half levels?
You always round down when it would benefit the players. You always round up when it would be to the detriment of the players. That's
what I thought. All right, so in that case, it's 42 points of damage.
Got it. Ow.
And I get temporary hit points. Which will help me prevent me from bleeding to death, which would be good.
That'll be good. That's important. That sounds important. That sounds good.
Will the bleed damage come through my temporary points from now on?
Yes.
Okay, good. I assume that I had determined that he is actually hostile at this point, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. And like, what's that line from Lord of the Rings when Saruman uses the voice of Saruman? You know, anyone that gainsaid the voice would be met with swift reprisal. Like, all that shit just goes flying out of your head, and you're like, what the fuck was I thinking? Oh my god, this is an assassin, and they're trying to kill my friends.
Yep.
What in the fuck? How in the shit?
Did I buy this one? Fuck.
Clementine, make a wisdom roll.
You got it. That was a really terrible roll.
Solandra's attacking the poor prisoner.
a 12!
My goodness.
But it's a raw wisdom check.
Yeah.
Oh, huh. Interesting. So you take one look at this person, and you think back. Wait, there's only one person that lies this good.
Fucking Myrna.
But it couldn't be her.
They wearing a mask.
You look upon that and you realize that's not a mask.
That's his face.
No, that it's paint.
Oh, that's weird.
Super weird.
What's the range on Create Water?
Create Water creates a little stream of water.
Oh, okay.
Like,
But I
Create Water does not create like a giant spigot. Wholesome, drinkable water. But, yeah.
Wholesome.
Spells can't create substances or objects within a creature. Water weighs about 8 pounds per gallon, blah, 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 blah. The water disappears after 1 day if not consumed. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah. And actually, rules as written, the water just spontaneously generates and just like, no, that sounds dumb. It's a level 0 spell. It's not meant for things like that. It is meant explicitly to make sure that people don't die of dehydration in situations.
So I'm faced with this incredible liar who has just slashed Solandra.
Slash Solandra real bad.
I'm gonna slap. It's now Solandra's turn for the Cure Serious Wound slap.
Unfortunately, it is the assassin's turn.
Ah!
Because it was
I wanted
Solandra's
it to be
turn
my
before
turn.
yours. No, it goes.
Oh, that's right. I already took my turn because I went first.
Exactly. It goes Clementine, Solandra, ready to action, assassin.
Ready to action is what hit me.
The ready to action is what hit you.
Yeah.
It wasn't their turn. They were just like, the next person who touches me is gonna get stabbed. And you were like, I'm gonna look over this person for weapons. And I'm like, yep, stabs are happening. At which point, the assassin promptly drops in their arms and knees, drops their dagger, and legitimately surrenders. And just says, okay, you need to understand. Either you accept my surrender or something bad happens to all of you.
Is that Myrna's voice? I can't remember. It's been so long.
It sounds vaguely familiar. It might be hers.
So is this an attack?
No.
So we have a choice in our reactions.
Yes. And she, like, it is evident now upon further examination. The voice sounded distinctly feminine enough. It's definitely a female. The females. Sorry, whenever I say female, all I can think of is fucking Ferengi
So
saying
cringy.
females. It's so awful. And whenever anyone else says it, like I do mean like I'm saying it like purely academically, but other people think they're being academic, and it's the worst.
Absolute worst.
Absolute worst. But they have actually like absolutely disarmed themselves and been like, hey, whoa, nope, actually surrendering now. Funny about my fake surrendering before. No, I'm serious. And they have declared that if you do not accept their surrender, there will be dire consequences.
I look to Solandra bleeding all over the place. And then I kind of look at Solandra, right?
But strangely, Solandra looks filled with manic energy, and her blood is turning black as it's spurting out of her. But anyway.
Caustic blood?
No, it was, I just drained her life force.
Right.
So.
Nice.
So it's just, it's not blood anymore. It's just magic vampiric ichor.
Yep.
That delicious ichor. Dish liquor, if you will. Ugh,
Oh.
gross. I'm never going to say that again.
Liquor, I barely know her.
Hey!
Hey!
So Clementine, if you want to patch up your friend, that's acceptable.
I do. I do want to do that. Sorry, basic math, you know.
That basic math, though.
37 points of damage.
Boom.
And, all right, and that
I feel
is
better now.
You get that big healing.
big healing.
So Solandra, are you
But that
going?
does not resolve the bleed, though, right?
Yep. Any amount of magical healing undoes the bleed.
Oh, okay. In that case, I have lots of hit points. We don't have time for this shit right now. I'm going to this time. I'm going to get a little bit more hardcore in my restraint attempt. And since she is on the ground, surrendering.
No, at this point, she's stood up and surrendering.
Gonna cast a blizzard to restrain her.
Oh, what does Blizzard do? Does it do any amount of damage?
It does do some damage.
Okay. How much damage does it do?
It does 3d8.
Got it. Roll that beautiful 3d8 footage. Does it offer a save?
Yes, it does.
What kind of save?
I'm checking right now. All right. Sorry, Ice Tomb, not Blizzard.
Oh, the Ice Tomb.
Yeah.
That
So this is
This bitch frozen.
Yeet.
Fortitude for half damage. If target fails to save, it is paralyzed and unconscious, but does not need to eat or breathe while the ice lasts.
Right. All right.
Okay. So DC 24.
Got it.
Must die is crap. 7 points of damage.
Okay. Before she gets entombed in ice, the paint on her skin sort of ignites in a way that doesn't look entirely pleasant for her. And as you can feel the heat exuding off her body, neither pleasant for any of you. And like through screeching, pleading words, she shrieks, "You know better than to tempt the painted maiden!" At which point, she lets loose a fiery conflagration and explodes, leaving nothing behind. Reflex saves from everyone.
Just out of curiosity,
Wow.
does the ice tomb mitigate the damage at all?
Yes, it will reduce the damage by 7.
I rolled a 1 for a reflex save of 14.
Nice.
Oh, God. Okay. Oh, -7. That's going to be important. Solandra, do you have evasion?
I do not have evasion.
Grub fails to save. So does Rurik. All right, -7. So, Solandra, you take 26 points of damage. Clem, Rurik, and Grub take 52 points of damage.
Oh, fuck.
And there is nothing left. That being said, there are questions, there are answers, and there is no one to ask them to, except for yourselves. That being said, Grub is unconscious. Rurik is not unconscious, at which point Rurik rushes towards the bridge, the captain's chair, picks up Grub deftly, and tosses him in the general direction of the lightning elemental. As he begins flying the ship as they continue their egress. Holt, I don't mean to diminish your actions
No, it's fine.
in the upcoming blood work, but you and the rest of the security team and the vampire and the magic cat assassin and the janitor who can kill anything that gets within 5 feet of him, and the cook who can throw a mean thing of alchemist fire and do a bunch of like bullshit bullshit trickery shenanigans. Taga has no actual combat abilities, but like he does have levels in Rogue, and he is a master of distraction. So he's giving everyone little bonuses here and there as he fucking keeps his goddamn head down and just like throws cookware at people.
Good boy.
And you also have a vampire running around slitting throats and drinking his fill, and Sarush keeping everyone healthy. So like after a few more minutes, you know, Rurik is proud to announce that there are no more hostiles on the ship.
Sir, sorry, Clem. I was just trying to restrain her.
It's okay. Clem zip zaps as she casts Cure Critical Wounds on Grub.
Hey! He dropped exactly to 0, I should mention. The poor boy.
He gets 40 hit points.
Oh, shit. He grumbles as he returns back to consciousness, his body singed.
Hey,
Hey.
you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just... Sorry, head hurts. Could you put me down, please? Room's spinning.
Yeah. Clem politely does not say, you're on the ground.
And that she couldn't lift him up if she wanted to.
Right?
She probably could.
As a large lightning
very
elemental, you're better at picking him up. He's not very heavy, but still.
Oh, you're still in lightning elemental. Funny.
It's not a matter of picking him up so much as it is you have so much bigger arms to carry him with.
This is true.
So, did we feel that explosion elsewhere in the ship?
Yes.
Then I would like to head to the bridge, please.
Like, a whole bunch of people are heading to the bridge. And, you know, shocked to find that most things are fine. A lot of the equipment is very badly singed and probably badly damaged. Rurek is taking you in for a landing somewhere in District 3, like right around-ish the border.
Clem zops back to halfling form.
So, can I do a knowledge arcana or spellcraft to figure out what the fuck that was?
You may.
What just happened, Salandra?
Are you guys alright?
Hopefully.
I think so. She doesn't look
That-
alright.
Is that who I think? Which one? Spellcraft or knowledge arcana?
Both. Both would be relevant.
Okay, so knowledge arcana is 40. And... fuck. 44 spellcraft.
Okay, so you're looking at this and you recognize, alright, there isn't one single spell that would create a fiery conflagration that would allow someone to escape, but you could use a contingency to create a situation, like, every wizard's favorite contingency is, when I take lethal damage, teleport me away. Like,
Right.
everybody loves that one. But you wouldn't be able to... It is not possible to stack two contingencies on top of each other. Unless you are one of the most skilled wizards on the planet. If that was Myrna, she's not a wizard at all. She shouldn't be able to do that. That is the information. But you do conclude successfully. That was two contingencies on the same person for the same thing. You assume that the trigger was not accepting the earnest surrender?
Does Salandra share this with the group?
I was just about to.
Okay. Does...
So, there's no evidence that there's no evidence of a body. Even that level of explosion, there'd be pieces. These are two spells.
Can you do contingencies for another person?
No, contingency is limited to yourself. Actually, let me double check that just to be sure, but I'm pretty sure you can't. And if you can, I might just be like, no. Just fucking no. Range personal, target you. You can only choose yourself.
You can't. However, if she had some level of magical ability, say like mine, was she was a caster, but not a full caster, right?
As near as you know, and as near as like you don't know for certain if it was Myrna, but all evidence is pointing to that person being a spellcaster. But in order to have both skills as a rogue and skills as a spellcaster, of those levels, like you can't even like imagine that person. The person doesn't exist.
The only way I know you could do this would be with scrolls. So if you're skilled enough at using magical items, you might be able to pull it off without the native ability to fucking do it. That's the only thing I can think.
I know that Myrna's used some magical items before.
Is that reasonable, Ronald? I mean, that's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
Assuming that, yeah.
Myrna can use magical items, but greater, like, contingency is a 6th level spell, and stacking 2 contingencies on top of each other, you wouldn't be able to do those with scrolls. You'd need natural inborn talent if it were even possible in the first place, which it kind of isn't. But like there are myths and legends of the greatest wizards that ever lived doing such things, but like the greatest wizard that you know off the top of your head is like a god.
Aziz.
Yeah,
oh, like well, yeah.
Is Aziz, and you know Aziz isn't good enough to do that.
Yeah.
But what I know, if it was Myrna, what I know of Myrna is that she is a good enough liar to be able to conceal whatever smoke and mirrors bullshit she just did as, oh my god, it's a contingency on top of a contingency. This is unheard of, unprecedented, amazing. Like, that's so her. That's exactly the kind of bullshit she would do.
If it was her, that shriek was too earnest. You know how she gets when she loses her cool and she can't manage to string a lie together to save her goddamn life? The trick is getting her to lose her cool. That's super hard. There's always an out. There's always a way to spin the story. There's always a way to weasel out of something. But like a replicant in Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, when they get caught, she just sort of gave up. You only caught her in a lie in such a way once. It was your crowning achievement. You were so proud of yourself.
Kira, could a scion do this?
Oh shit! Salandra asking a serious question here.
Did she say? She said Kira?
She said, "Do not tempt the painted lady."
Oh, that's one of Kira's names.
Yeah, one of Kira's names include like the tattooed maiden, the painted lady, and other.
I remember the tattooed maiden, and I was wondering about the painted lady.
Right. You succeeded your knowledge religion check. They're the same person.
So in case you guys don't fucking know this, the painted lady is Kira.
Oh, okay.
I don't like this.
This makes me feel very uncomfortable.
I don't like this at all.
So we may be another fucking faux scion.
Well, I mean, not anymore, judging by those scorch marks.
No, she got away.
What?
Salandra, you can smell, mixed with the sulfur and bat guano, you can smell ozone. You roll the high enough spellcraft and knowledge arcana, you're like, oh, yep, that's a teleport and a big old gigantic mega fireball.
Well, we won.
Yeah. Good for us. We did win.
No casualties on our end.
We have to get
Clementine,
off.
don't let the
We have to
dread
get out
set
of
in.
here. We have to get out of here fast.
Yeah, if
Because if she went back to the dreadnought's going to know where the fuck we are and who the fuck we are.
Which means if we want to enact our little charade with the downed ship, we need to get on that.
that would be a perfect time to do it if we're seem to be running from the dreadnought and get overconfident, fly over the graveyard, and
Anyone good at
That's
anyone
exactly
good at mending? Because I think that's what we fucking need to fix all. Oh, Grub, fix everything.
Grub, fix everything! And he's like, yeah, I'm on it. He says as he and Rurik get up and start getting everything online. Do some cardio. Don't let the existential dread set in. Don't let it set in.
I'm going to. Fuck. Can I grab the goggles?
Yes.
oh, did Clem have them?
I don't remember what
Yeah,
one of us
I think
had
she might have had them at some point,
You're
so she
all in the
tosses them
same
back to you.
room. You retrieve the goggles from whoever it is they belong to.
All right, I'm gonna sweep through the ship, particularly the areas where the bodies are. Make sure there isn't any fucking like leftovers that we need to worry about.
Nope. You succeed in your investigation. There's nothing else going on here. What you saw was the last desperate bid of the Chosen to try to overtake what they believe to be an inferior opponent. Oh, and oh boy, did they get some news. That being said, the next attack will not be as unprepared. Now that there's a survivor to tell them about your tactics and abilities.
Yep.
Holt, did anyone get taken captive? Or
no.
Fucking the Lobo's crew doesn't take prisoners.
Not to mention, they probably have been dying to whack at some Chosen for a long time.
You're not wrong.
Just about everybody has.
Although, I think that's not a bad thing. We don't have a specific space in the ship for a makeshift morgue, but...
Well,
do you think that we might be able to use the bodies as part of the fake ship that we place?
They probably recognize them unless we reduce them to something pretty fucking...
yeah,
I mean, we're going to light the entire thing on fire anyway.
If anything, it would just be organic matter to fuel the amount of bodies that would make sense for it to fall with the ship.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, that's not a... Yeah,
Sorry,
organic materials, organic material.
Right.
As everyone's sort of convalescing here, and Balathur pipes up and he says, "It doesn't matter what we put in the ship; they're never going to reach it. Then again, having some bodies on board would make things look more legit." Zoltan counteroffers, "Actually, I can make use of their corpses." And Alexander chimes in, "You can do whatever you want with the bodies, but I could really use those brains."
Clementine shrugs. That's alright.
Do what you need to do.
Zoltan, is there any chance that you could... how much time do you need to fix Gunner?
Oh, I mean, now that I've been supplied with an ample portion of fresh parts.
Well, I got the eyes from the matched eyes for
good
him last week.
Designer eyes are better. It's going to take a few hours, not to mention how long it will take for him to recover his sight. I am a surgeon, not a miracle worker.
I think that
we're
gonna need
you get lousy miracles.
I think we're gonna need our best pilot sooner rather than later.
Clem looks at Grub.
No offense, Grub. You're a Renaissance man and a genius.
Oh yeah, no. I'll admit, he seems sort of down on himself, but and Rurik just comments, "Yeah, but thank goodness he's a crack shot." And Grub is like, "Yeah." he says, rampantly trying to fix everything.
I'm gonna try and I've like loaded up on cure light wounds. Would it be reasonable to say that between myself and our Sarush and everyone that we managed to get, Grub and myself and everyone with damage healed up?
Oh yeah.
Cool. He puts the ship back together, I put him back together.
It's a symbiotic relationship.
Exactly.
Like, how many times can... I'm just trying to... like, Sarush can channel energy, like, 7 times
Probably
a
a
day.
stupid amount of times, yeah.
Yeah, 7 times a day, and every channel cures 8d6 to everyone in a 30-foot radius centered on him that he wants to be healed, and none of whom he does not.
So cool.
Yeah, so like literally everyone could just everyone report to med bay. You're all good.
Pew pew.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just keep piling things on Clem, but so yeah,
just keep healing people. Don't focus on who that could have possibly been. Just don't think about it.
Don't think about it.
Just put it out of your brain.
It's not like she would be channeling some sort of negative Kira energy. No, of course not.
Impossible.
I'm not sure if it's actually a bad thing that we didn't keep her, because whatever she told us would be probably to our disadvantage. So
That's a fair point.
And we wouldn't even know. Is the worst fucking thing
Right.
about dealing with something like this is like, is it to our advantage or our disadvantage? Well, we don't know.
We're not quite certain. You can't roll a sense motive high enough. And like the worst part is, like Clementine, when you relayed that information to Zururek, I was gonna be like, oh, he won't fall for it, and then I remembered Myrna has honeyed words, and when someone who delivers her lie delivers it, they use her bonus. And he was like, well, I guess that sounds reasonable.
Exactly. Like that's the thing. Like Myrna's not just a great liar. She makes me a great liar.
What the fuck?
That keeps on giving.
There's a fires all over. Dozens of fires and explosions broke out in Lawrence, Andover, and North Andover Thursday afternoon.
What in the hell? Someone setting off fireworks?
The gas lines are blowing up. They're currently depressurized by the company.
Oh.
Wow, fuck. I've never even heard of something like this.
What the fuck?
I mean, gas explosions, yeah, sure. So every once in a while, house burns or I've never heard of like dozens of fires going through 3 communities.
That's weird and kind of fishy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're literally evacuating those towns.
Ugh. Oh, and Myrna had immunity to magical sleep.
Yeah, I almost used blue first time, but I figured, oh no, I wouldn't want to hurt her. This poor slave.
I don't want to hurt this poor slave. But
do you guys need me immediately? Because I need. Bitch.
What are you doing?
I have to feed monster.
Oh, it's fine.
Feed the bitch!
Salandra, make a knowledge religion roll.
That is... Yeah, Chris just pinged me about the...
Explosions.
Yep. Alright, that is a... 37.
37. Christ. Alright. You and your goddamn skill checks.
Except for heal.
Except for heal.
That's
So-
okay. That's
Heal.
what you got me for.
Heal and survival are not good skills. In disguise, no.
So you start thinking about like, all right, another false scion, god damn it, and then you think about like the marks. You think about the way that you're tattooed, and the way that depictions of Kira are tattooed, and the way that Myrna had been tattooed, and you sort of get it, like,
This is what we were trying to do with Rivo. Trying to create the correspondence, force the correspondence. It's like they're creating a direct synergy with the ones they're trying to channel.
not
Is that
not
okay.
just that. It's an inverse synergy. Like, Kira is all about redemption for the wicked and sort of like destruction of those who won't accept her mercy, you know? She gives you, like, whenever Kira finishes a fight, she's always like, all right, are you done? And they always have the option to say no. And if they say no, they get obliterated. Just like you have the opportunity to turn over a new leaf and join the legions of the tattooed maiden, and you will know love and freedom and joy everlasting. But some people cannot forgive themselves, and Kira only forgives those who can forgive themselves. This is like a completely warped interpretation. Now instead of the tattooed maiden extending mercy is like her prison. What set off the contingency is not that you attacked her, it's that you didn't do what she wanted. It's like, it was like a tantrum. It's just like, okay, like imagine like you're hanging out with a snooty kid who has all the best toys, and their parents will do whatever they say, and they say, you can't play with my good toys. If you play with their good toys, you're going to get punished, even though it's right.
I start diagramming this stuff. I'll essentially take one of the view screens and start trying to figure out the Daskius. All right, Daskius murdered the Emperor. What is Gemma's Holt? What is Gemma's reason for being? Summarize Gemma for me. Tell me what it is that Gemma is. I mean, I know he's god of evil, but he's also like honor
Conquest,
too, right?
domination.
But there's always a tinge of justice. He doesn't just play Justicar. He always is convinced that he is sort of in the right and like trying to save people.
He'll save people, but he's willing to do whatever is necessary.
What if the way they're channeling the powers of the gods is by creating a suction from being the opposite of what the gods are? Like a negative, a vortex. Something that's like a sucking chest wound on the spiritual energy that these entities embody.
And like, consider how Selena expresses her godliness.
Right. I mean, she's the antithesis of Marduk. I think that one's pretty freaking obvious.
Right.
I'm a little bit less clear on how Daskius is the inverse of Gemma, but I think we're onto something here.
Holt, roll that. I don't know. Do you have a skill or an idea or a thought or like something that would help you find a clue?
I don't have any skills in knowledge religion anymore.
Oh no! You could just roll straight wisdom or straight charisma or something. I don't know.
I'll make a wisdom check.
Okay.
15?
Wow. Meet
Yeah.
to beat.
Oh shit.
You realize what you think it is. It's his poise. Like, he's always been desperate. Always. He's always a desperate, childish. Like, do you remember when he picked up Marduk's key and he figured out that it wasn't his? Do you remember what he did?
He kind of threw a tantrum.
He almost cried. He almost broke down crying because he couldn't get what he wanted. Gemma would never do that. Never. Never in a million years. Even when he lost, when he got cast down into the abyss, he was like, well, I mean, I guess I sort of won. Like, he never let it touch him. You can't touch this. It slipped off him like fucking oil.
Dusk gets to sacrifice his dignity.
Exactly. There's maybe not confidence isn't the word I'm looking for. Self-assuredness?
Maturity? Discipline?
That's a good one.
I mean, pride, but Daskis seems to have his own type of pride, but it's more hubris than anything else from what I've seen.
Hulk's eyes flash a little bit, and he says, "It's not arrogance if you know you're right."
No, talking about the Daskis having hubris as opposed to pride.
That's gross.
Well, that's a fucking clue at least, but what does that mean? What would we be looking for Dogo if they're trying to steal Dogo's abilities?
Order.
That seems a little on the nose, doesn't it? Some other characteristics that's not necessarily completely. I mean, just saying Dogo's chaos is a little too simplistic, right?
Clementine, do you have knowledge religion?
I do not.
Oh, you can try rolling straight wisdom if you want.
Okay, I can try that. Try I shall. A 10.
Well, I mean,
I'm distracted.
you're pretty distracted, but you try to apply your thought process to it, and you're like, okay, Dogo, chaos, but Dogo's always got? What's he always got, Clem? Give me some examples of what he's always got.
He's always got shit. Was that Myrna? Fuck. Shit. He's got he's got plans.
He's got so many plans. He's got a bazillion
He's got irons
plans.
in the fire.
He's got all of them. Shit, no, that's not it.
Fuck. Irons in the fire. God, Myrna had so many irons in the fire. I wonder how she ever got one.
How did she end up with Kira? Well, there is the emotional manipulation angle.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're gonna go for negative Kira, the emotional manipulation would be right up there.
Yeah. But not only how did she get in with Kira, how did she get in with Daskius? Was that her ship? Was she the captain? Shit, if we took her ship, she's gonna be really pissed.
Wait, Clementine.
Yeah.
What? So Myrna used to sell drugs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There are a lot of secret ways inside and outside of Wind City. What was Wind City importing on the down low?
Guns.
And who was making what? Oh shit! What was the name of the bandit lord from District 2 from fucking Kendrick? Who?
My boyfriend.
My boyo. Who was trying to get Kendrick to ship those weapons there?
Wasn't it Dugan?
Okay, so Dugan was being supplied with the weapons. He was the destination. And Dugan, why did Dugan want those weapons?
Power. To take over the district.
Exactly.
That was cool.
But then who did he immediately cede the district over to?
I thought he was holding the district.
No, he took it over, and then who immediately ended up in control instead of him?
Me.
Before you got in control.
Who was it?
Help her out, guys.
Help me out.
Yeah, I can't remember. The guy who try to hire Holt and I to kill the senator.
Nope. After
That
that,
was Dugan.
Yeah,
Dugan.
Still
that's
Dugan.
Dugan.
Like
Yeah,
what-
because Dugan kicked out the Holy Guard, and he had his.
so
his
Dugan kicked out the
gun-wielding
Holy
guard.
Guard. Holt,
Uh-huh.
Holt, you would remember this. Why was Ruhog in the graveyard?
Because the Chosen were there looking for.
Looking for
Looking
the
for the key, presumably.
Right. And where were all of the chosen ships in?
Were they at Wind City?
The Dreadnought was located right above Wind City.
Okay. So, Daskius.
Exactly. So
So it stands to reason that Myrna had a hand shipping of the gun because she knew all the ins and outs.
if
And then,
if,
God, that's so like her.
if Dugan is getting the guns, Myrna needs to get them inside the city. Kendrick needs to get the weapons out of the junk piles. Myrna needs to get the weapons from Kendrick to the city to Dugan. But and in the end, it was Daskius who benefited from the instability, so that he could go searching for the key in the graveyard, where he would know where it was because of all of his extensive historical records. Which means, who was suggesting to Kendrick very nicely and giving him a lot of backing to go through the junk piles to search for all the weapons that happened to be being discarded?
Had to be fucking Daskius.
No, Myrna.
Myrna, Jesus.
And there's your in.
And then, of course, Myrna's the person who can talk even Daskius around, probably, particularly if Daskius
Oh, absolutely.
has the weaknesses we think he does right now. He'd probably be putty in her hands.
He supplies her with a command position.
The question is, who's in fucking charge right now?
That's
No
the real
one.
question.
I mean, she's a puppet master. She'd never assume direct command, but she would pull those strings. That's her bread and butter.
There is one thing that she can't probably control. I don't know. But I would guess that Perfect is still...
Still a wild card.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a
Yeah.
wild card so much as an immovable object.
Mm.
So,
Almost literally.
So where does that leave Perfect and Myrna
Selena?
if we kill Daskius? Where is Selena and Perfect and Myrna in on all?
Daskius may not even be a key player anymore. I mean, for all we know, what he's done to
more
his
figurehead.
mind, in order to negatively channel Gemma, he's turned himself into probably less than he was, at least in terms of his ability to lead. I mean, unless I'm misunderstanding this.
You're not
Shit.
saying we should let him off the hook.
No, I'm saying we should fucking drop into him in a volcano.
Okay.
No.
But that it won't change anything.
Yeah, that things might be out of his control at this point. I mean, frankly, the only thing I've seen so far that scares the crap out of me is the power that Perfect wields through Selena.
Mm.
We have to, and if we can break their bond.
Oh, lordy. Now consider, if you will, Solandra, you said the scariest thing you can think of is the bond between Perfect and Selena and the things that they can do. Consider, if you will, if the power that Daskius wields, what if there is no mind? What if no one is steering the ship? What if you let the knight without a head get to the wish granter? What fucking then?
Rip this plane to this plane into random chaos.
But thankfully, you have 3 keys, and they only have 1.
Doesn't matter.
But they might have 4 corresponding scions where we are missing 1.
It doesn't matter if you have 3 keys or 1. You need 4. Yeah. We're gonna have to go to them and get their key at some point, or we're not gonna do this. Or we throw all these fucking keys into some abyss from which they'll never return, and at which point we give up on defeating the dragon. One of the easiest scenario for defeating the Dragon Emperor.
Right.
Consigning this plane to slavery and.
Hey, you could still conjure a bunch of dragons and then live under draconic control for the next couple of generations.
Or, long enough to kill all the dragons.
And that's why I said it's only a couple generations.
We could summon our bug friends, and then they'll harvest a certain percentage of humans for their spare parts and skin.
I don't like that.
No.
I like my skin.
But it's so soft!
That's why I like it! It's soft and holds all my organs in.
Kira's plan still has... It has the most collateral damage on a win, but it's the far, far lowest collateral damage if we fucking lose.
Remind me?
Uniting all the people of Septemport into a cohesive force capable of fighting the Dragon Emperor.
Well, that's...
It's fucking hard, but...
Kira's a dreamer.
Those keys, that machine, could unwrite reality.
You're not wrong. What's that clip from Adventure Time where Prismo talks about how his wish granting works? Like, time will be rewritten. Babies could prevent to be born. Like, be careful when you're using it.
Well, we need to fucking pin Daskius down for a time, one way or the other. If he can take out Drax or vice versa, that helps. But then we have to find Rival. Uncle, have you made any progress? I know that we've been a little busy.
He looks up at you, Solandra, and he's like, Sal, it feels like it's been forever, but it's only been like 6 hours.
Fuck. We have to wait. We have to wait long.
I look at Holt and then look at elves.
Yeah.
Fucking elves, bro.
All right, fuck. Go ahead with our with this plan. And what do we do after? That's the real question now. Do we go planeswalking? Or we have to wait?
Small steps first. We need to get Aziz and his students out of that temple. They've defended it as long as they can.
Hey, this is Dave speaking for a second.
Sure.
We forgot something fairly important at the
Did we?
temple.
What'd you guys
Yeah.
forget?
A music box. Now, our characters would have remembered it most likely, but we fucking forgot it.
And it's in there.
Okay,
You have it.
I mean, it was right with the keys, so it would have required us to have a conscious missing it.
Yeah,
but,
literally, it's right in his office. You took the books. It was hidden in the woman who didn't know fear, the queen without fear. There it was, right in there. It was tucked in there alongside her key.
I presume we want to take this with us now, right?
Yeah.
How are the repairs coming, Grub?
he reports. Things are going pretty good, actually. Better than you'd expect with everything a scorched mess, but this place cleans up good. He says while he and Rorik banter about, like, wait, why does this ship clean up so good? And he's just like, well, that's what it's fucking designed to do. Do you think we build these things and expect them not to take damage? Hell, you can create a shield pop.
Just don't bust open the stitches holding your head shut, Grub.
Yeah.
Conniving anarchism.
Conniving anarchism.
That's such a good phrase.
It feels like two words that don't belong together.
Ugh. Who? So wouldn't it be someone that was trying to break down the chosen order?
Well, I mean, just consider the person you're looking for is someone who is trying to spread as much chaos as possible and attract as little attention as possible.
Dogo is the villain behind everything.
And also
it's the Dragon Emperor! Oh Christ!
And also consider that they do need to have a connection to Daskius, or else Daskius wouldn't have an idea that they exist.
Okay.
So consider where Daskius' toes and fingers have been, and consider someone who has caused as much mayhem and bedlam, but has brought so little attention to themselves.
Tori.
Well,
Tori.
I'm gonna kill myself if it's Tori.
And who did you send to Aziz's temple?
We sent fucking Tori. Good thing the key was on the ship all. Jesus Christ. I am fucking gobsmacked.
Does this make sense? Does this feel like I'm pulling it out of my ass? Does this feel earned?
No, this makes sense.
It all makes sense. I'm so mad.
You bastard.
It was kind of funny how we did a little chain of Tories there.
It was very nice. I was so proud of myself. I was like, who has a connection to Daskius? And you all got it. You all got it right there. And that's when I realized I had done this right. That's when I realized my overly circuitous plan is 1/4 complete.
Yay. Oh.
Clem just starts slowly bashing her head against the wall of the ship.
Do not.
Ship's not gonna break.
But your skull might.
If you actually start doing that, I'll
About to say,
stop you.
halt, restrain her.
Yeah. I'm gonna restrain you by giving you the biggest hug.
Biggest hug.
Yeah.
Alexander, can we get another fucking message out to Aziz?
I can make that happen.
We've got to warn him of this fucking awesome development.
Understood.
I just put a hand on Clem's shoulder.
And
This is all such a fucking mess.
Yeah, it is.
Why does it seem like when we have fucking good intentions, the results are always worse?
It's the road to hell, remember?
It's road to fucking disaster, more like it.
Did you know before all this started, I didn't even believe that hell was real?
And now here you are. You didn't believe hell was real, and here you are, stood within it. Hell is other people.
Hell is a bunch of people who made fucking bad decisions.
Grub pipes up, and he's like, guys, we couldn't have known.
Nope.
We had all the information in front of us, but it was too separated. We didn't have enough pieces of the puzzle. And only now can we begin to see what the big picture looked like.
When we lead with our thoughts, that's when things get really fucked up.
But we can.
Salandra just grinds her teeth and starts to turn to leave the room.
Hey, okay. Everyone, don't lose hope. We can still fix this.
We have to. So we will.
We're gonna die.
Yeah. Look, I've got shit I've got to do before I can die. So we'll fix this because we don't have another option. I just don't know how we're gonna do it yet.
I'm not talking about us dying. That's, no offense, guys, but I've kind of taken that for granted. I thought we all did.
Fuck no. Look, according to some calculations that I'm running with Alexander, it's going to take me about 80 to find Rivo. So
80 what?
About 80 more years to find Rivo.
No, I'll be fucking dead.
Clem, actually, considering your drow lineage and your timeless nature, you may actually live that long.
Exactly. She's like, yeah, I'm planning on living to 140. What's the problem here, guys?
You'll be a halfling grandma, but you'll be the spryest halfling grandma ever. You'll be the top of halfling grandmas. And I mean, like, Salandra, when you're like, yeah, I took my death for granted, Grub is gonna be too busy coming over to give you to I don't know, take your hands or something. Just to be like, no, that's, I don't want that to happen.
You think I do?
No, but
if that's what it takes, why the fuck not?
I don't know, because I like you too much.
I just kind of grab the back of his neck and I just lean my forehead against his. I hope you don't die too, Grub.
Yeah, I'm not planning on it.
I'll try to keep you out of the line.
Thanks. As he unceremoniously collapses.
Oh, buddy.
I thought he was healed.
He is healed. Salandra, you realize something.
Hmm?
Make a heal check. Clem, make a heal check.
Grub? Hold on tight.
A 9.
Sorry, basic math.
Salandra, you have successfully realized that this is bad.
Uh, 30... 34.
With a +2 bonus, up to a 36. Okay. There's something wrong with Grub. You start putting it's time for everything's coming together. Everyone's putting all the pieces of all this shit together.
Creator.
About to say, there's some creator shit going on here. Like, you're like, all right, he's collapsed before when you were in
we did the God's Moot.
When you were in the God's Moot in the temple, the Hell God. Man, I missed that thing. You guys never got to see the Hell God. Good times.
Not for lack of trying.
Right. I'm just saying, bring the Hell God to life.
Let's get him to Sarush and the.
I can carry him there.
Actually, I'm just gonna burn 4 more
Arcane
my
points and just poof.
arcane pool, and poof all of us to.
Oh, okay.
I just grab hold of everybody.
Halt, how do you handle teleportation?
Not well. What do I have to roll?
Make a fortitude save. I know that you're good at that, but you know everybody rolls a 1 sometimes.
An 18.
Oh, you're good. You can hold your stomach, but the disorientation is still there. And Sarush, quote unquote, looks at Grub, and Zoltan just mutters, interruption after interruption. Come along, come along.
Did I, with my roll, was I aware of anything that,
with that roll, you're able to provide a lot of
Yeah.
useful information to Zoltan and Sarush as they begin their examination.
I know Cloud is a good healer, but it seemed like we want to have all 3 healers looking at him as soon as possible.
We got a nature healer, we got a holy healer, and we have just straight up blood and guts healer. Let's finally figure out what's wrong with Grub. Like there's a whole lot of mutterings, and like Clem, you supply a lot of information. You're like, when we first met him, he lived alone in a tower and he did a lot of work, and like Solandra, you mentioned like his insomnia, and Clementine, you mentioned how little he eats, and just like
and I also bring up the reason that he has the insomnia, because
right.
he told me that.
You start. That's true. You do have additional understanding of that, and you explain the insight he has into machines and how it sort of like dominates his psyche, and like Sarush mentions like, oh, I feel a very powerful magical presence here. And Zoltan retorts by saying, yes, it's probably why he's alive. Chemically, he should be dead. He's extremely malnutritioned, and he parts of his brain are falling apart because of his lack of sleep.
So how do we fix that?
I don't know. At this point, the damage is so extensive. Additional changes to his diet and his sleep pattern could stabilize the degeneration, but it's not going to be able to fix it. Sarush does some magic, and he's like, and conventional regeneration doesn't seem to work either.
Well, we tried like even sleep spells, and that doesn't work either.
No, what you need to do is get him in bed, chain him up if need be.
Clem glances surreptitiously to Solandra with that. This bitch knows.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Exactly.
Akira, is there anything we can do to... It seems almost like he's trying to run... like, to use one of his fucking tech analogies, he's trying to run an engine that's 10 times too large for him. Anything we can do?
Zoltan proudly declares, if the magical force that is within his body leaves, he will. If he degrades further, he'll die.
Understood.
If he remains, if we've managed to stabilize him, he'll end up a blithering idiot.
The thing that's killing him is the thing that's keeping him alive.
The thing that's pushing him is also the thing that's keeping him alive. At this point, he should already be dead. The fuel for his obsession is also the only thing that allows him to live. It's like a drug he's started taking. And if he ever comes off of it, he will die. But if we can wean him off of it with more sleep, a better diet, etc., then he will live, certainly, but he will always crave what he's lost. But you ask Kira, is there anything we can do for him? That is the question that this game has been all about. If I could put this entire game into one sentence, it is a question, and that question is simply, how much are you willing to give?
Is Kira the healer of these gods?
Kira is the healer.
I'm willing to give anything that won't stop us from saving port. Anything else is on the line.
Okay. She can work with that.
So she's willing to give her dignity, which is like a pretty big fucking possession.
Right.
But I don't know how we'd finish this grub anyway. But I give that just for him.
The thing we need to realize is we're going underground. We won't need the ship, and Ruruhek can pilot the ship. So while Grub recovers, we can get on without him. There's no need for us to push him into his grave just to run things here. We can run them.
It's not when I'm not trying to get him back on his feet. I'm trying to make sure that he can survive this.
How close to us is Zoltan?
He's like standing right next to you.
Okay. Clementine has something to whisper to Zoltan.
Send me that private message. Conniving anarchism.
What a good phrase.
What does that even mean? Like, you can't connive to do anarchism. Like, anarchism just happens, man. If you think about it too hard, you're fucking it up. Ah, Solandra, you found the trap. I hate to cut you out, Holt.
No, it's fine. He's stewing in some unpleasant thoughts of his own.
Oh, share them with me.
Okay.
Send me private messages. It wouldn't be my game if I wasn't carrying on 3 private conversations all at the same time. Oh, geez. I gotta level up Grub. I gotta level up so many guys. But, yeah. Like, just for the record, Grub has an intelligence of 22.
Actually, that's my... Oh, no, I'm at 24 with my headband.
Nice work.
So we just gotta siphon out some of Grub's intelligence and put it in a headband to ease the pressure on his noodle. That's how that works, right?
Right?
Grub always talked about downloading his brain into a artificial mind at some point. We got old.
Sarusha...
I thought he was just saying that kind of thing to fuck with me.
No.
No.
Clementine, you now come to the startling realization that he probably brought it up because he knew this would happen.
Oh.
And Salandra, now that you bring that up, that raises a whole bunch of other conversations in the room. Sarush says, "Oh, I wouldn't do that. That sounds like a very bad idea. We don't need another Connor on our hands."
Grub wouldn't be a Connor.
He wouldn't want to become a Connor, but you saw what happened.
I mean, really, we only saw the end of what Connor had become. We have no idea how he rose to power.
Gallither pipes up. Well, actually, as I said, it started off pretty good. He wasn't too crazy. He was sort of ruthless like he is now, a little unhinged. Sort of started. He built his 2 little hounds there, and it started with every once in a while he'd stutter his words and smack himself in the head to get himself working straight, and we all thought that it was a laugh, and he did too, until he started killing people for it. And then, over the centuries, it sort of happened in lurches, like one day he'd suddenly start acting a whole lot worse, and then a couple years later he'd start acting a whole lot worse again. It wasn't a sort of gradual decline. I mean, it was, if you look at it in the grand scheme of things, but things would get worse in leaps and bounds, and then end up evening out a little, and then get worse in leaps and bounds again later. I guess.
I mean, that's what happens when you try and put your mind into a machine in pursuit of immortality?
Well, I'm just saying.
We're in agreement here, Gallither. It's not a good idea.
Well, I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm just saying, if Grub is really as smart as he is, as he seems to be, he could quite possibly make a machine that's less crude than Connor himself.
There's fucking other alternatives, though. I mean, it wouldn't be that expensive to get a clone of Grub from our friends,
right?
And then have him use that instead.
Zoltan pops up. Unfortunately, a clone like that would probably have the same defects that he currently possesses. The link is not only physical but spiritual as well. So the degeneration would almost certainly follow him into the new body. Still, you might be able to create a new body entirely for him to invest, but that requires a magical investment. And just like Zoltan just sort of like shakes his head like a cat that smelled something unpleasant, just like I don't want to think about that.
That's disgusting.
Surush, Surush, where can we find an?
Oh, sorry. I'm still finishing that sentence, but downloading Grub's consciousness into a robot got brought up, and just like it's not impossible, but like it's dangerous, and you don't want to fuck that up.
I'm sure that's the alternative, the best, but he does have like, I recall.
Who has what?
Grub does have like a 7.
No, he has a 7 charisma.
Oh.
He can't talk good.
His wisdom isn't high either.
No, it's like a 10 or something. It's awful.
Oh. Thanks. Holt and I appreciate that. 10 is awful for wisdom.
10? I have an 8.
Yep. One of the few things the Holt and Sladger have in common. Along with a tendency to impulsive, destructive behavior. Coincidence that low wisdom is associated with that thing. Sarush, any idea where her tarot cards are?
Gracious. Would you believe no? Of all of the lady's artifacts and renowned things, they would be the most difficult to find. I mean, I assume there would be a few of them in collections around the realm, perhaps in places where she laid her head. There have been hundreds and thousands of devotees, tomb raiders, and ne'er-do-wells who have tried to assemble the mighty deck, but none have ever succeeded.
I think we have to head to the city.
Actually, Galather looks aghast and says, "Well, I can get you started."
On?
And he produces one of the fabled cards.
What card is it?
Oh, geez. Let me look at the major arcana and figure out which one he would have.
The Hanged Man, maybe?
That would make sense for Galather.
That's one of my favorite cards.
See what the Hermit has to offer. You know what? Like, you done in one pitch, he's got the Hanged Man.
Yeah!
Like, think about it. Galather always seems helpless, but he's actually almost always in control. If there was anyone who could match Myrna's ability for, like, deception, it would be him.
Thank you, Uncle. Can't. It's just that would just be the beginning, but one of the things that we could do is use some of the energy from one of her artifacts to fix what's wrong with Grub. The mirror is out of play for the time being.
I'm about to say, if you want to rip it out of Connor's cold dead chest and use it to fix Grub's broken poo brain, I'm not saying that's not an option. But my God,
we could, but my God, at what cost?
It would be very satisfying, but
yeah, until he started murdering his citizens again.
Not kill him first.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah, and then watch District 6 tear itself apart.
Later. Problems for later.
is there any way we could put Grub into a state of suspension so the deterioration won't continue?
I mean, how long does your freezing spell last?
Not long enough. And I'm not sure if he's strong enough to take the initial damage.
He's pretty fragile. Let me look up.
Yeah, the duration on that's only 15 rounds, but if we stuck him into a freezer after we froze him, then he would continue to be suspended because the duration, if you're in a really cold environment, it won't thaw out.
Oh, wow. Actually, Galather pipes up. Now, it's a spell I only heard of, but if I heard of it, it probably exists. Are you familiar with temporal stasis, honey?
Am I?
You are. With your knowledge arcana, you think back and you're like, oh yeah, it is possible to do this magically. Usually the subject resists, but the duration is permanent. The state persists until the magic is removed, such as by a successful dispel magic or a freedom spell. The person is placed into a state of suspended animation. For the creature, time ceases to flow, and its condition becomes fixed. The creature does not grow older, its body's functions virtually cease, and no force or effect can harm it. That being said, it requires diamond, emerald, ruby, and sapphire dust worth 5,000 gold pieces. A small price to pay.
Yeah. Essentially, we'd have to have the consortium do it.
Yeah. And I mean, like, you could literally just put him in your vault. The greatest prize of all, Grub.
It's bad the throne isn't there.
That's so sad. That being said, you would obviously lose access to all of his talents and abilities. And your ship would be down in engineer. If you could make sure that he sleeps at night and that he eats regularly, then degeneration won't be a problem. But like you'll want to assign someone specifically to like tying him into bed.
Yep. All right. Well, we'll go with the low tech approach for now, I guess.
Like you can put any crew member on it, and they'll just sort of be Grub's minder. Like Alexander volunteers. I have the time for it.
Alexander, could you help him?
I probably could, actually. I understand that magical forms of enforcing sleep don't assist, but psionic forms may still be successful, and if that doesn't work, I know hundreds of lullabies.
He does too.
He does. That being said, I'm going to call it here.
Okay. So Solandra's deep in thought, though, because she's wondering about one of those questions. It's just that it would be so crippling She's not sure if how big a difference it would make.
Oh yeah. I wanted to make these things hurt.
Yeah. Good job.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
man.
like, oh, we had such a nice moment. We destroyed a ship. We did all this. Oh my god, Grub! And I want you to know, especially for Cap, that the second that he collapsed, my playlist switched over to a song called "The Yawning Grave," and I was like, "Oh Christ!
Yeah.
God,
You
Grub!"
fool! There are coming for you.
All right, so y'all get 22,000 experience points, 2,000 for a fantastic session. Oh, you know what? More. You get 10,000 for taking down the enemy ship. You get, oh god, how many do you get? Let me look up a CR-14 monster.
What was the CR-14 monster?
Probably the ship.
Myrna.
Oh shit!
My bad. Purple Worm isn't even enough. Bestiary. Yeah,
all right, so we're at 32,000 so far, right?
Yes.
There we go. Any creature of CR-14 will do just fine. Okay. So you only get half because you didn't like defeat her or thwart her, but you know what, you did thwart her. Never mind. She was not able to accomplish her goal. I'll give it to you. So
Especially for Myrna, that's a big thing.
That's a huge thing. She's a huge bitch, and you really fucked up her shit. So you get 20,000 for putting the pieces together, 10,000 for defeating the ship, 9,600 for defeating Myrna, and 2,000 for a fantastic session, for a total of 41,600 for everyone.
Okay.
Like, do you guys feel better about the pieces you have put together?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Did you all have fun?
Yes.
For
Yeah.
I had an
definitions
amazing.
of
I had
fun.
a great time. Clementine had a terrible time.